Hello, guys. Welcome back. Well, here they go again. The usual ESPN whack panel of suspects, Andraya Carter and Chiney Ogwumike, are back caping for Stephanie White and pushing their usual narrative. But this time, Dave Portnoy absolutely lit the flame and blasted them for it. We've got to get into this because I'm sick of these ladies picking and choosing what they want to talk about while ignoring the issues that actually matter. Day after day, they seem ready to defend Stephanie White, but somehow they still haven't seriously addressed the alleged assault involving that Indiana Fever fan, Caitlin Clark, in Seattle. And I'm not going to let that disappear from the conversation. If ESPN wants to talk about every little controversy surrounding the WNBA, then they should have the guts to address this one too. So we're about to break down exactly what Andraya Carter and Chiney Ogwumike said on ESPN, why critics are calling it lying and caping for Stephanie White, and then we're going to get into Dave Portnoy's response as well, because when Portnoy sees something he thinks is bullshit, you already know what happens. Dave Portnoy, grab the lighter, light the damn flame.
Stand by them, I will always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell.
Love will win. Chiney, you played in the WNBA for 9 years. You know these women. You know the competitive nature of this league. Hearing that from Stephanie White, what's your reaction?
To me, I see someone under immense pressure. And I think one of the scariest things in life to be is vulnerable when all the eyes are on you and you continue to speak your truth. And I think that was a woman, someone that loves basketball. Everyone knows what she means, not only to the basketball world, but also in Indiana. Like, you see someone that is making an impassioned plea to, get back to the game that we all love and center it around love. But that pressure is not something that she feels alone. Her players are under pressure. And in that locker room, despite that pressure, they have performed, which actually impresses me so much. The players overall in the WNBA are under pressure. We are sitting at this desk every day under pressure. And I think she just was making a plea. And I think also, keeping the main thing the main thing. We are all here because we love basketball. And if you look at the past week, there's so many great storylines happening. Centering centering our conversations on that, I think, are important. But also she was trying to clarify what she felt, in some ways, I assume, attacked on her character. And that's where that emotional response, that human response came from.
And I think that's the hard place about where the W is right now, is that when a basketball analysis is led to someone's character being judged or someone's job being called for. Because in reality, all of this emotion is coming from Steph White and what she said post-game about DiJonai, which she said it was a flagrant 2 foul, but she didn't think DiJonai was purposely going for her neck, and that DiJonai is a player that plays hard. That's essentially what Steph White said. And people were going crazy, calling for her job because of that post-game statement. And, I'm so interested in all those people that were piling on and calling for Steph White's job in this most recent week. How many Indiana Fever games have you actually watched? How many games have you actually paid attention to watch the team and what they're doing out on the court? Are you calling for Steph White's job because of who she is as a coach, or are you calling for her job because you watched one clip and you're piling on and you're fueled by hatred and you're finding a space to exercise something that's not related to basketball at all? And that's where we are right now in the W, and that's why it's so frustrating. You can't just talk about basketball. And I look forward to the day, like Steph White said, when this is a space where basketball fans come to pick apart the game and the performances and come to celebrate the talent that we have, and where people are judged based on their basketball thoughts and what happens on the court, and their character is not associated with those things. And we're just not at that place right now.
Yeah.
No, she centered it around love, then turned around and basically told everybody to go to hell in the same damn breath. Y'all have got to stop with all this lying and all this damn caping. Chiney Ogwumike got up there and claimed she didn't see what happened between Sophie Cunningham and DiJonai Carrington, even though critics point out that she appeared to be looking directly toward the incident. That's why people are calling bullshit. You can't sit there and act like nobody saw what happened when millions of people watched the damn game. And then we have the constant criticism of Caitlin Clark fans. For years, people have accused Caitlin Clark supporters of being racist, and now the same people want to lecture everyone about keeping things strictly about basketball. Come on. Chiney Ogwumike, Andraya Carter, people are going to call out what they believe is hypocrisy. And let's talk about Stephanie White. Some of us weren't criticizing Stephanie White because of one game, one foul, or one isolated incident. There were concerns about her coaching and leadership before the season even started. Then came the Alyssa Thomas situation, where critics felt Stephanie White failed to protect Caitlin Clark, and instead appeared sympathetic toward Alyssa Thomas. Whether you agree with that criticism or not, that's where the frustration comes from. People aren't simply making this shit up out of nowhere. They believe believe they're seeing a pattern. They believe Stephanie White hasn't consistently stood up for her own players when controversy hits. So when Andraya Carter and Chiney Ogwumike defend her, critics aren't just hearing basketball analysis, they're hearing another excuse for behavior they've already been questioning. And Andraya Carter, wake up, Goofy. You can't make it seem like people haven't watched the damn games all season. Caitlin Clark attracts millions of viewers. Fans are watching these games, breaking down these plays, and forming their own opinions. You can't dismiss everybody as if they only saw one clip of Sophie Cunningham and DiJonai Carrington. People watched the damn games. And that's the bigger issue. Fans feel like the WNBA conversation constantly gets dragged into agendas instead of simply allowing basketball to be basketball. They believe certain media personalities defend particular players and narratives while attacking others. So when ESPN pushes one side, people are going to push back. And when Dave Portnoy sees what he believes is bullshit, you already know what happens. Dave Portnoy, grab the lighter, light the damn flame.
Dave, a lot of that feels aimed at you. Your response?
I don't know if that's aimed at me necessarily. First of all, it's a well-known fact. When you go low, I go lower. That's something that I always said. So we have a general disagreement on that. Now, the beginning of the clip is not in there, and she did say, I didn't see the Sophie Cunningham play clearly. I didn't see what happened. It was clearly a flagrant 2. So that was in the beginning of the clip. I don't understand that at all. What do you mean you didn't see the play? She made it kind of sound like she went to the podium and didn't know what happened, and she apologized for not having her back in that, and then went on the second part of the rant, which we just saw. So she started with an apology saying, I'm only human. Yes, that was a flagrant foul. Yes, I should have defended Sophie. I didn't see it clearly. That, to me, I don't know how much I believe. Like, what do you mean? You had the best seat in the house. You don't watch it on the monitor. You don't do anything. I think she should have just said, I screwed up. I shouldn't have defended Carrington. I should have just defended Sophie and had my team's back. All this other stuff about you're not going to divide us. She's talking about, I think, the league. She's talking like we're not going to get the league hijacked. Listen, I don't care what you think of the league, Stephanie White. I am a Fever fan, and there's a lot of people talking about this. I think I'm uniquely, to me, I am a Caitlin Clark fan before she came to the league, and I'm a Fever fan. The Fever fans and their players get attacked and blamed for anything. If you burn your mouth on your food, it's the Fever's fault. So we want a coach who has our players and our teams and our fans back 100% of the time. She seems to be talking about bigger societal issues. And yes, some people are getting involved in this league, as we've said. I think if you ask Clay Travis who the starting 5 of the Fever were like 3 weeks ago, I don't think he has a clue. Maybe I'm wrong. So there are some people get involved, but that's not the majority of the Fever fans. She got booed. She got booed by Fever fans. I've gone to a Fever game. They're like old ladies and little girls. We want you defending our team. That's what this is about, not the larger issues of whatever she's talking about. Love will win, and you're not going to divide us. It's the Fever versus the world, and you got to get on board. Now, I will say this, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, or this is disingenuous, or makes me a bad media person or a bad friend or whatever. But I did send Caitlin Clark a text. And I'm like, listen, what is she doing, Stephanie White? Like, you have to come defend us off the record. What's going on? And she ghosted that text. And then I saw her publicly have Stephanie White's back, which does carry a lot of weight if they have her back in the locker room. So that's a moral issue. If we can discuss this on a later show or later segment. If you send somebody, hey, this is off the record, but they don't reply, can you say you asked the question? I think you can.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you just couldn't include their response. Now, do you still stand by?
Dave Portnoy is absolutely spot on here. The Indiana Fever need a coach who is looking at this like it's Caitlin Clark or nothing. Indiana Fever or nothing versus the damn world. Because that's the mentality fans believe Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever should have. Instead, critics feel like Stephanie White is too busy trying to be buddy-buddy and kissing ass with everybody around the league. She's worried about relationships, former players, and everybody else, while her own damn team is sitting right there. And what the hell happened with DeWanna Bonner leaving this team? Fans still feel like they never got the real story. Then there were promises made to Natasha Howard, and now people are questioning whether Stephanie White has too many outside ties, distracting her from what should be her #1 priority, the Indiana fever. That's the damn problem. Andraya Carter, Chiney Ogwumike, knock it off. Stop the lies and stop acting like fans don't watch the games. People are watching every damn possession. They see the rotations, the decisions, the body language, and everything happening around Caitlin Clark and this team. You can't just dismiss the fans because they disagree with you. So let me know what you think. Do you agree with Dave Portnoy, or do you think Stephanie White deserves more time? Get down in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.